16 murders in Austin this year so far. And for the 2 cases still unsolved, police need your help. And so does a mother who's waited nearly 3 months for answers about her son's killer. In April, someone shot 20-year-old Lewis Lane and left him to die in the street here in the 7300 block of Gaines Mill Lane near Manchac and William Cannon. Pay close attention to those details. And KXAN investigator Kevin Schwaller's story tonight. Maybe you know something that could help solve this case.
Just to try to keep his name alive and to show people how much that he meant to us and how we're not going to let his name die down, that we're always going to remember him and just making sure it always looks nice just in memory of him.
Chantel Session places symbols of her son's life where a killer ended his days.
And this is the first cross that we put out here. And this is the faith that we have in the Lord.
Now that faith is helping her through a dark time.
I heard bang, bang, bang.
A noise woke neighbors on an early morning in April. Someone shot Chantel's 20-year-old son, Lewis Lane. Chantel remembers when police told her Lewis was dead.
And immediately I started screaming. It's like you don't believe that. You don't want to hear that. And all kind of things were going through my head. That was the worst day of my life. I mean, I've been through a lot, but that right there was the worst day of my life.
It was obvious that Mr. Lane was murdered. It wasn't an accident.
Austin Police Detective Anthony Nelson says they're following leads and uncovering more about the night Lewis died.
But we know where he was. We know how he got about Austin. And we know that he was with other people when he was in that location on Gainesville.
Detective Nelson didn't want to speak in more detail to protect the investigation. He did tell us, though, it would have been uncommon to find Lewis here in this South Austin neighborhood where they discovered him dying. Family put up these flyers hoping to get more information. Now a mother waits for answers.
But I knew my son as this boy that grew up in church.
His mom says Lewis grew up loving basketball. He also got into trouble. Court documents show he punched a man in the face in 2012 after stealing his cell phone. He spent a few months in jail for theft. Lewis also had convictions for criminal trespass and other theft cases, but his family believes he was trying to change for himself and his daughter.
But that was my son, my only son. And I feel like he was taken from us before he was even given a chance to even really show himself, not us, but show himself what he was capable of doing.
So I'd hope the family would understand that we're working. We're not slowing down. We're not closing our eyes. You know, we're following up on every lead that we get. I'm very confident that this case will be solved.
Until then, Chantel marks time in graveside visits.
I feel like my son's not going to rest in peace until they find out who did this to him.
Kevin Schwaller, KXAN, investigates.
Anyone with information about Lewis Lane's murder should call the APD homicide tip line or Crime Stoppers. We have put both numbers for you in this story online in the investigative section of KXAN.com. And while you're there, check out our special case file feature for the city's unsolved murders, including Lane's. Plus, head to our Facebook page to share this tip poster and maybe help police solve this crime. Remember, if you have something you want us to investigate, email us at report@kxan.com.